So you did it. Congratulations. You got the title, you got the car, you got the house, you got the role, you got the money, you got the promotion. And now you're wondering, is this all there is? There's got to be more to life than this. You are absolutely right. There is more. Burnout is not a failure, it's an invitation. Feeling burned out after you have reached the top of the mountaintop of corporate America, it doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It means you've survived being in a system that was not built for you. It was not built for your wellness. It was not built for your well being, and it damn sure was not built for your mental health. If this is our first time meeting, welcome. I'm Coach Tish. And on this channel, I talk to mid career professionals who are wondering what else is there besides being burned out. We talk about building capacity, we talk about how to stop performing success and actually start living it. We don't do fluff, just freedom. So let's get into it. So you've got the job, but you're still exhausted, and you thought that it would feel better. You thought you'd have more freedom. You thought you'd have more time. You thought you'd have just more. And that's not exactly what's happening for you. I get it. It's frustrating. It's annoying. It's disappointing. But here's the thing. Burnout is what happens when your body's been trying to go beyond systems that were never safe. I know everyone around you says that you should be grateful. Everyone around you says that you need to keep that good job. Everyone around you celebrates you. And it kind of makes you wonder, are you being gaslit? Are you tripping? Why does everyone else think that what you're doing and what you've achieved is amazing? But you're feeling like there's got to be more. There's got to be more. The truth is, that's what happens when you're the first. I too was the first. First in my family to go to college, first in my family to travel outside the US, the first in my family to live outside the US. And so when it comes to my family, I'm a winner. I'm always a winner in their eyes. I'm a star in their eyes because I tend to have done more than what they've done, right? And more than likely, you have a similar story. And so when you're the first, when you're the best, when you're the brightest, right? When you're the golden child, when you're the star player on the team, it's not really much that anyone around you can say to you, especially if they're not playing to their full potential, right? Oftentimes, you're so far ahead of them that your mediocrity, your 20%, your 30% is better than someone else's 100. They're going as hard as they can to achieve what you've achieved. And now you're wondering, what else is there? Now you're wondering, what else can you do? You've probably been to therapy already. You've read the personal development books. That's where building capacity comes in. If you've been working in corporate for any length of time, I know it's 20 years for me this year, usually around year 6, 7, 10, we start wondering, there's got to be more to life than this. I cannot keep doing this for the next 10, 20 years of my life. And you would be right. You would be 100% correct. You can't keep doing it. You can't keep doing the same things that you've been doing. It's time for a difference. It's time for a change. That's where increasing your capacity comes in. When I talk about capacity, what I'm really talking about is your ability to hold more, right? When many of us, especially as Black women, by the time we have reached the top of our game, we have given all that we have to give. We don't have any more energy. We don't have any more thinking space, right? And I know it's real popular on social media to talk about the soft life, but that's not what this is. We're not talking about bubble baths and soft living. Those things are nice, but what if you feel like you have a calling on your life? What if you feel like that there's more for you to do, but you simply don't have the energy, the mental energy, the emotional energy, the spiritual energy, the physical energy? You've gone to therapy, you're not depressed. That's normal, but you're tired, you're exhausted, and you're not really sure what else to do. Well, over here, when you're working with me, we don't look at your mindset. That's nice. That's important. But the work that we do is much deeper than that. We really start looking at, what is your nervous system like? More than likely, if you've made it through any great length of time in corporate, your nerves are fried because that's what corporate does. Whether it's through the microaggressions, feeling silenced, being passed over for promotions, overgiving. If you're in the space where I was, where it was like corporate compassion, right? I was an academic advisor for 10 years, a health coach for another 4, worked in diversity and inclusion, right? I worked in spaces where my compassion was commodified. That burned me out. They call it compassion fatigue. Maybe you've just given all you've got to give. Maybe you're just tired of being around white folks. That's valid too. But you notice that you don't have the energy to do more. Where do we go from here? So several years back, I went to Thailand and I learned about something called trauma release, right? Because what happens when we are going through experiences where we experience what they call small T traumas, right? These are the small T PT traumas are basically the traumas that we get used to. We normalize them. So the microaggressions, people talking about you behind the back, all the toxic stuff that we've become accustomed to as a result of working in corporate for so long, right? Being gaslit, like we just become accustomed to it. Now, even though those types of things may go underneath the radar, they don't raise any red flags for us. Our nervous system is taking note. It's taking an account of every single time that something like that happens. It's in our subconscious. It's going underneath our conscious awareness, right? Because we're just trying to survive. That's what it means to survive corporate. We can't pay attention and call out every single thing. But what happens over time is all of those things have compiled over time, and what we call your window of tolerance has shrunk. Your window of tolerance is basically the window that you have for your leftover. Like, where do you get more to give? It's basically your gas tank. It's your capacity. It's how much more can you take? And the longer that we're in corporate, typically, the smaller our capacity becomes. And that's by design. Corporate attacks us on so many levels: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, right? It silences us. It does things to us that really makes us disconnect from ourselves, disconnect from our source in order to make it through. Again, if you're feeling burned out after spending years in a corporate environment, that's not a failure. Your systems, your internal systems, your body is simply doing what is designed to do, letting you know we can't take this no more. We got to shift some things. And that's where capacity building comes in, right? Now, everybody can't quit their job. I recognize that. But we build our capacity so that we can have more energy. We can have more thinking space. We can have clearer thoughts, so that even though you may not be able to quit your job, or you may not be ready to quit your job today, at least we can start doing some things to get us there. Time does not heal all wounds. I know that's something that we're constantly told. I'll just give it some time. No, ma'am. That's not what happens. You just keep having more of the same. You keep going to more therapy. You keep doing more of the things that you've been doing, and you don't get better. We've got to do something different. And the first step is we start wherever you feel the safest, where your body feels the safest. We began looking at shifts that will cause you to have more energy, but that are, in theory, low-hanging fruit. But what if you can't slow down? I get it. All of us don't have the luxury of slowing down. Some of us just have things we got to get it done. And the truth is, the longer that you're in corporate, the more you think that way. It's kind of like being on roller skates, right? You ever been skating and you're skating and you're skating and you're skating and you're skating, and you go to take your skates off, and you're just used to that feeling of rolling and being on wheels, that the first time you put your shoes back on, it's like, whoa, you got to get used to, you have this feeling of still being in motion. And then some time pass and you come back to feeling normal when you're walking. That's kind of what happens in this space. That's exactly what happens when you're so used to moving. When you've been doing all the things for so long, it feels uncomfortable to not do all the things anymore. And so there's a transition space. Most of us could stand to have some support in that transition space, to normalize what we're experiencing, to validate our feelings, to give us holistic approaches to not just sit in that feeling, but other things to do. But what if you like being busy? All right. I get it. But your systems are shutting down. I'm not telling you what to do. I just want you to pay attention. I'm just asking you to tune in to how your body is communicating with you. What message is it sharing with you? What if you feel guilty? I think that's a good one. That's a popular one. I have clients that ask me all the time, well, I feel guilty when I rest. I know that's by design. That's what capitalism has done. It has driven the idea into our minds, into our mother's minds, our friends' minds, our grandmother's minds. This is the idea behind capitalism, is that you don't rest. You don't slow down. But you are already experiencing what happens when you listen to that voice. You're already in the midst of it. Or maybe you're on the other side of it. Capitalism makes us believe that, yeah, there's no time for rest. You need to be going all the time. But we're not robots. Even your laptop needs to be closed at night, don't it? Or to overheat and shut down on you. Again, burnout is not a personal failure. It literally is your body trying to communicate a message to you. So if you're ready to stop burning out and ready to start rebuilding, I would love to invite you to Alignment Season. That's my one-on-one program where I work specifically with mid-career professionals in creating ways to rebuild your energy. Holistic ways. This is not just about taking naps and bubble baths. No. For this month, I'm actually partnering with my nutritionist. So we look at your physical energy. What's your blood sugar like? What's going on with your food? Now she's got a master's degree. She's a registered dietitian. But I love her and I work with her personally because she's very much so community minded and culturally affirming. She's all about let's make sure we're doing what works for us as Black women. She is a Black woman. So her whole thing is not about let's eliminate what's happening for you. Her whole thing is let's start with the lowest hanging fruit. When I first started working with her, I was ordering from the meal delivery apps twice a day. Every meal came because through the meal delivery app, somebody bringing it to me. So we started real low. Okay. I could not cook. We started real low on the totem pole. The only thing that I enjoyed making, the only that what I enjoyed eating that I thought would be easy enough for me to make was bougie toast. So I ordered all the bougie toast ingredients: your smoked salmon, your brie, olives, capers, sourdough bread, you name it, I was making it. Bougie toast, that is. Bacon, pears, fig jam. Before you knew it, I was eating bougie toast twice a day. That was breakfast and dinner because it was delicious. Now I'm cooking full meals, meals that give me more energy than I know what to do with. I'm super excited to partner with her, to share her with you if you decide to work with me. If not, if you're not yet ready to enter into and commit to your own alignment season, keep an eye on this channel. Hit that subscribe button and follow me for more content around how do you begin increasing your capacity. Like this video, share it, and send it to your favorite high functioning homegirl. You know, the one who's secretly running on fumes. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.